don't know, if you come in here, I suppose you should find like some company in advance, because that's the truth, that's real life, I'm sorry. It's what Ukraine is like. We are developing and trying to be more open, and it is going somewhere to better place, but it is not on a good place now.
Why is this?
I should repeat the things I was talking about. I think this is because of the past, the history of our country, because we were in pretty close society when we were back in the USSR, and nobody liked foreigners. It was like closed borders, nobody go out, nobody go in, and that is why people are afraid of something different and of something new. So they are afraid, and that is why they don't want to accept it into their lives.
That question, I can't say I've ever felt like these Ukrainians really like me. I don't think I have felt like that before. So no, I don't think so.
And when you first came here, how was that making you feel?
Okay, before I lived here, I lived in Malaysia. So I kind of developed thick skin when I was there, because I mean, after living for a full year there, where you just stick out like a sore thumb, you know. At some point, I suppose you just get used to it, maybe. So yeah.
And what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you?
The worst thing that's ever happened to me? I think. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, perfect. I have the perfect one. So this old man, perverted old man, randomly walked up to me on the street and slapped me across my ass. Yeah, that's one of the worst. And another thing is a taxi driver who was just rude to me for no apparent reason and started telling me how he's going to charge me more. And I'm like, no, call your company and tell them that you're going to charge me more. And when they send me a message telling me that you're going to charge me more, then I'll pay. And then he just stops his car and drops me off right there in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah.
And how did that make you feel?
Like, you know, like, what the fuck am I doing here? You know, I felt like, am I allowed to swear? Like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, what the fuck? I could be at home, you know. I didn't have to take this shit, but
I'm telling the truth because, you know, when I start the relation with her, she didn't tell me first that she's married. Oh, because in that time I was a good guy, fine boy. She didn't say it first. The second, when she get pregnant, the last time that I saw her is that night when she came in my house, because for first she was drunk. I don't want to talk about it, you know, I'm feeling bad. I don't think my daughter, I cannot see my daughter now, not because I don't want, because I deny that the mom, I cannot say my wife, the mom of my daughter, she's too much in the last level, Rafis. Why? Because she cannot, she told me that my daughter, she's not black, she's white.
So you're saying that the reason why she left, so you're not allowed to see her because the classmates were laughing at you?
She says she don't want that the classmate of my daughter starting to laughing her because his father is black. You understand? My daughter is métis. She's not black, she's not white, she's métis. It's meaning that she have a black parent and white parent, right? But if the mom don't want to open the eyes because she have that kind of mentality, what can I do?
So can you see your daughter right now?
I saw her, my daughter have 4 years, but you know how many times I saw her? 3 times.
3 times?
In 4 years, 3 times.
You come back in the morning, like your tires are gone, your plate number is gone.
Has that happened before?
Yeah. Yeah, it's calm.
Man, sorry to hear that, man. And they saw you coming out of the car?
It happened overnight.
Okay. So this is the type of bullshit you have to put up with day in and day out.
Until we go back to our country, anyways.
So you guys will never ever settle here?
No, never.
Never.
No,
Like, you know, stuff like this. I want to understand what was the Ukrainian teaching about black people in the past. That's why I ask you, what is the stereotype for black people in Ukraine?
Okay.
Of black people?
I can say that it was for me surprise that it is not good situation for black people or for some another people in Ukraine, because of my friends and my circle of communicate is more tolerant people, and but I heard some situation in media, and I know that it can be, but I don't feel it on me and that's why I can say I know some people, for example, that doesn't like some foreigners and black people, but it is people that are not tolerant in any question, about woman and man, for example, yes, and they don't like some all peoples that are different, yes, and it is world, and we can just say about it and make it world more better, and give some such example of tolerance. Yes.
So my question to you is, how can we change things to make it more tolerant for foreigners or people who are dark skinned, maybe even Indians? How can we make it a better place for them? How can we stop the abuse and the bullying of black people in Ukraine?
I think that we must, at first we must speak about this, and I think that the main problem is in don't enough information about world, and when we make some clubs and some I don't know, events and say about it, yes, and when people can communicate, different people can communicate and can say about problems of black people, of some category of peoples, and can share these problems with another people, and it's the first step. And
so are you saying Ukrainians need to stick up for...
To stick to, and most of them were born here, raised here, went to university here, died here. So this is the world as they know it, and when someone from the outside comes in, they're not very open to try and learn or very welcoming, you know. So I think exposure is the main problem that they have here. Lack of exposure. I think that's the main thing.
And would you ever live in Ukraine here if you wasn't studying?
Never. Not even if you paid me. No, I wouldn't.
Is there a place you'd like to be?
Is there another place I would like to be? Yeah, definitely. I have so many other places I would love to be. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And what's the worst story you've heard about somebody?
Here.
Yeah,
I know a girl who got stabbed in her face. Know her personally. Like, she was attacked outside her hostel on her way home. So.
How does all of these things that are happening to black people make you feel? Like, do you want to stay at home? Do you not want to go out anymore? Like,
No.
Be arrested for crap. In my country, that will not happen. Because if both of us commit IS, they give the person lesser something, or we'll both be arrested and all. But here it's like, if you're wrong, you're wrong as a black person. And if the Ukrainian, if you're right and the Ukrainian is wrong, it's like you're the wrong one and the Ukrainian is right. So.
Why did you choose here to eat today in front of all of these Ukrainians? It's so comfortable.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where the stares and the eyes don't get to me anymore. Yeah.
Did it get to you before?
Yeah, initially, yes.
And what year was this? You've been here for a couple of years.
I've been here for 5, so like probably the first, but then at some point you come to the realization that this is what your life's gonna be for the next few years, so you just suck it up and move along, you know? It's life.
So you're saying it's been like prison?
No, that would be exaggerating. Of course there have been some good times. I'm human, I've made friends, I've had some fun and...
But have you made friends with the Ukrainians?
No.
Oh wow. You've made friends but not with them?
No, not with them, no.
Why is this?
Because I find language is a barrier and I find their...
You speak fluent Ukrainian, though?
No, I don't. I speak English only. And I speak a little bit of Ukrainian, enough to get around.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the best experience you've had here?
The best experience I've had here.
What was the time where you felt like